So in this episode we're going to be doing some taping techniques to the upper forearm and lower elbow area. So when people come to us with pain around this part on the outside of the elbow, people call it tennis elbow, or tendinopathies is typically the word we come across, where the muscles that involve making the wrist go backwards and the fingers go up essentially, there's an issue or an irritation around there. So typically you'd see in some of our other videos we have some exercises for these muscles, some mobility and some stretching exercises too, but while we're doing that it may be quite sore to get involved in those. So in the early stages we can use these tape, so we use sports tape. It's not the kinesio tape, not the stretchy stuff. This needs to be rigid to help what we call offset the tissue or the pain by bringing the tissue around one way or the other way in line, almost perpendicular to where the muscle goes. So if we pop this on here, so it's quite hard to do yourself, so you may want to get some help, but essentially it starts around at one point like so, and then as you can see, I'm just going to tug slightly on the tissue and pull it over, and hopefully you can see how the tissue is moving across and round here. So you can say goodbye to your forearm hair, unfortunately, if you have any, and then you see we're just tugging around until we get to a decent amount. We're not trying to compress the wrist, we're not trying to join the two edges together, because that can help cut off blood supply, which is not good. Top tip for the day, do not cut off blood supply to your forearm. And then the second part, you don't necessarily go over the same area, it's a slight overlap or a slightly different angle. So I'm going to go at a slightly different angle and at a different overlap. And then you see we get the attachment, and then you see the tug, you see the tissues pulling around, and then I'm coming over and I fix another point and I tug and pull that round, and I tug and pull that round, and you'll see this kind of like ripple effect in the tape as we're going over. So as you said, we can do 2 or 3 of these. It is very trial and error. So if you put some tape on and you're not feeling any effects, think about removing it and replacing it to a slightly different angle until it essentially, when you're doing the exercise, it will just calm down the feeling of discomfort or pain you feel in the area. So speak to your therapist about any more details about this, and if you get any questions, please do always ask.